Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to pull the front bumper off my 2008 BMW 335. I've wanted to replace the front bumper on this for an M3 replica style bumper for a long time now. I got one of the two pieces that I need to accomplish this, the plugs for the new lights, because I'm converting over to a different style and a different bulb. But we'll go through how to take this bumper off and wire the lights. Here's a look at the two plugs that I got. I'm not sure if this connection is going to work, but we'll find out. If not, we can just cut them white and black, positive, negative, and hardwire them in with some heat shrink right there. So we'll get to that part here in a second. I'm going to throw my car up on the jack and get it ready to start pulling the stock bumper off. Alright, we got the car jacked up so we can turn the wheels in so we can get those bolts that are right underneath that black reflector, and then the bolts on top there. I'm not sure if it's the same configuration the other bumper, but I'm going to pull these off and save these 4 T30s on the top here. I'm going to leave one loose so the bumper doesn't want to fall forward when I disconnect the sides and the bottom. With a 8mm deep socket, I'm going to pull off the wheel arches. So each one of these has a different configuration. Not all are the same is what I'm trying to say. You've got 1, 2, 3 right here, and then I pulled out the lower one so the wheel arch can separate away from the bumper so I can get the 2 bolts that are up here holding this on. You can see the gap starting to separate there. What I do is I pull back the wheel arch so I can get my hands in there, and then there's 2 bolts. I don't know if you can see them very well from this angle. Right inside there, see the one right there. 2 of them, one there and one further back. Pull those out, and that disconnects the side. So it's kind of a pain in the butt doing it by yourself. Those are the 2 bolts that hold the fender, or the bumper to the fender. I took off a few of the bottom as well, just so the wheel arch would come out, because you could probably pull the wheels off and make it a lot easier. And if you got a buddy that can help you, I mean, this is probably a 30-minute job tops. All right, you do the exact same thing on this side, but in reverse. Pull the screws out, and then I went ahead and took all the ones off the bottom as well. So this part might matter to some people. These attach the bumper to the fender. These are more of a blunt nose style, and then the pointy ones are for the wheel arches and attaching the bottom of the bumper to the plastic shrouds. So I don't know, someone might appreciate that. Now that we got all those disconnected and it's separated from the fender, I'm going to take this last T30 out of the top that's helping hold that all together there. Alright, I almost forgot a pretty crucial step. You got to get a hold of this guy right here and then pull the windshield washers, or the headlight washers. You got to pull them all the way out and then unclip them. You see they got 2 little clips right here on the side. So just as a reference for the headlight washers, you literally just pull them out and then you unclip it from there. So I wish this car didn't have them, honestly. I think it's stupid. When you turn them on and the car's clean and you literally just want to wash the windows, it blows water all over the hood and crap, and it's just a silly design. So anyways, I got it pulled off here, rested on my jack. I'm going to disconnect the lights and then pull it off the rest of the way. All right, guys, that's what she looks like with no bumper on. Another thing I'm gonna do real quick is, this gets on my nerves when guys pull the bumpers off and they don't wipe this portion down anyways. Personal thing. Got the stock bumper off. When I get the new bumper, the replacement bumper, I don't think I'm gonna drill holes in it and put that license plate cover or license plate holder on it, and I don't even think it would fit, honestly. I'm gonna show you what my plan is when that bumper comes in. But I mean, this one's like brand spanking new. Like I said, I had it painted not too long ago, maybe a year ago, so it's in perfect condition, I would say. So while I have this bumper off, I'm gonna get my headlights wet sanded, the bottom portion of those, and get those exactly perfect before I put the new one on. Ceramic coat them. I cleaned up the air ducts, which is a pet peeve of mine. I'm not gonna put nice shiny stuff on there when the back portion of it's dirty. So I'm thinking about cutting out those plastic brackets that are in front of my intercooler, so that way you can really see my intercooler. I like to keep this car kind of a sleeper style, just super clean, super mean. So, but I might do that. All right, guys, just a little comparison. This is how it comes. It's got this little sheathing over it, and then it's got the two connectors. I cut those off, pulled the sheathing off. I'll put one on each side of that, cut it off the car side, crimp it, do the same, put some heat shrink, and then I'm gonna throw some of this on it, so make it, tidy it up anyways. All right, this is where I'm at right before I'm gonna cut the factory plugs off and then rewire these. All right, so I'm kind of going the extra mile here. Anybody that knows BMWs, these little retainer things, they have like this fiber tape on them, and the tape is horrible. So just threw some zip ties on there. I added some of this perforated wire covering. I cut the factory plug off. Brown is negative, yellow is positive. I'm going to splice those into the corresponding wires, button this thing up, and show you guys what I did. All right, guys, there you have it. Spliced it, heat shrink, put a little tape on either side, make sure those connections stay waterproof, and we should be good to go. I decided to take it a step further. So I just put electric tape, covered the splice, electric tape back there. So she's good to go, better than factory. I think what I'm gonna do is pull the air ducts off and then cut this bottom portion out. I'm gonna mark it out with a black marker and then cut these flush across the top. So that way nothing's blocking my intercooler here. So I'm gonna start marking that out and then possibly start cutting that. For your air ducts, you got an 8mm right there, and then you've got 8mm inside the wheel well to pull off. And then this entire piece comes off, which I'm not positive, and I'm not gonna cut it yet because my bumper's not here. I may have to trim this if I'm gonna retain the air ducts for the brakes. So I must have took the passenger side screw out earlier when I was messing with the taking the bumper apart, but it's got two guides right here that these two slide into. Sorry about the video, I got my light there. So those two guides slide in there, and then that guy comes off. But that gives me a better, I put the bolt back in there, it gives me a better look at this portion here, which it's not structural at all. So probably trim straight down there, and like I said, trim these off. I got to looking at this, and it might have a little structure behind it for my fan. So what I'm gonna do is cut straight across there, down and around for now. And then if my bumper covers this lower portion, then I'll be fine. So I'm basically just gonna cut the insert out. I think that's a better look for this new bumper that's coming. And I think I'm going to delete my headlight washers as well. I'll just plug those off and let the water come out the bottom if I ever need to wash my windows, because like I said, I don't like that feature anyways. It's kind of upside down and reverse, but I got a saw blade in there, a hacksaw blade, and I'm just kind of folding it over and following the contour of that. So I'm gonna cut the top two flush and then I'll cut the rest of it. With a combination of these saw blade, finish saw, and my Dremel, I got it opened up. So pretty happy about that. Food for thought when you're using this Dremel. It melts the plastic, so wear safety glasses. I didn't. Got a piece of hot molten plastic underneath my eyeball, thank God. Yeah, that could have been a different story, so safety first. Anyways, that's pretty sturdy. That's pretty sturdy. So I took the whole center piece out, and then obviously my bumper fits right here, but I just want all that exposed. I didn't want anything in the way of the middle grill showing all that and the airflow in there. Not only doing this for cosmetic, but I'm doing it for functionality as well. Get as much cool air on my intercooler and in my engine compartment as I possibly can. So I wanted to add one more thing too. The previous owner, he had LED lights in this, and he glued the resistor, which is the little aluminum perforated deal, that he glued it right there. You don't do that. I got a different style LED coming, and I'll show you that when it gets here. But if you have that resistor, you can see it melted through. It was lying in here. I didn't like it when you turned it on. He didn't wire it accurately, so they blinked. So I took it all apart when I got my bumper painted, and I noticed that the other side's melted as well, but it's melted down here. If I was gonna do it, I'd put a little aluminum bracket right here to attach it, or a little aluminum bracket right here, kind of like a horseshoe, just to mount it on. So when you put those resistors, they can't go against plastic. They have to go against metal because they get hot, like burn your fingers hot. So I wanted to add one more thing too. The previous owner, he had LED lights in this, and he glued the resistor, which is the little aluminum perforated deal, that he glued it right there. You don't do that. I got a different style LED coming, and I'll show you that when it gets here. But if you have that resistor, you can see it melted through. It was lying in here. I didn't like it when you turned it on. He didn't wire it accurately, so they blinked. So I took it all apart when I got my bumper painted, and I noticed that the other side's melted as well, but it's melted down here. If I was gonna do it, I'd put a little aluminum bracket right here to attach it, or a little aluminum bracket right here, kind of like a horseshoe, just to mount it on. So when you put those resistors, they can't go against plastic. They have to go against metal because they get hot, like burn your fingers hot.
Fabulous new bumper for you. Good job on the packaging.
Yeah, packaging looks good. Tear it out.
Oh, there's a box in here. With some little light things.
That we already bought, so that makes total sense. So first complaint, no mention that the plugs that you seen me wire early on in the video were included, and nothing in the description that explained that, unless I completely missed it.
Do you want me to lift it up?
Yeah, you can pull it out of there.
Like this?
If you can. Watch your car. Wow, so far the packaging's great. We're gonna pull this off and then I'll pick it back up from there. Alright, looks like the center grill's already in there, which I'm gonna have to pull that out for paint. And then there's the side grills, so we'll open up those. We haven't flipped it over. Let's flip it over, man. So, dang, that looks amazing. It looks amazing. Tilt it back a little bit. Tilty. Alright, look at that. Dang, that looks good. The quality is amazing, so I'm excited about that. I'll probably test fit it and go from there. So just so someone else doesn't make the same mistake, I bought this off ECS Tuning, and I'm gonna put the link in the description, but it comes with the plugs that I bought separately. So I got an extra set, I guess, and bulbs. The bulbs are in here, so that's a surprise to me. I'm not gonna run these bulbs. I got some LED bulbs coming, but the quality looks good. I'm super impressed with the, you can open those. I'm super impressed with the quality of these, which I think I paid about 700 and something bucks. And because 200 of it was shipping, which kind of sucks to pay that much in shipping. But if you were to piece this together, which I tried that route, I found one on eBay. It had the air ducts right here. It didn't have the running lights, so it was almost the same cost. If you pieced it all together off of eBay and you bought a different bumper, you're gonna pay around the same price. But what I wanted was guaranteed fitment and OEM look. So I did pay the extra money with ECS Tuning, but from what I can see, completely worth it, in my opinion. These look amazing, very sturdy, amazing quality. Dang, I'm just super impressed. So far so good. All right, perfect. That's what I was hoping. Wonder how, oh, they do clip onto the winch, and they have new springs. So open one of those up, so that way people can see. Oh, killer. Yep. So I'm gonna, obviously, these are my old ones for my stock bumper. So I'm gonna toss those. Actually, I'm gonna keep them with my old bumper. But brand new springs, attachments. Flip that one over. These look a little bit more narrow. Let's see. Pretty close. I think they're gonna work just fine with my windshield or my headlight washers, which I'm probably gonna delete. So yeah, looks good so far. Test fitted it. It looks pretty good. It looks good enough to me. I'm sure it'll take a little bit of manipulation because it is brand new. So got the center grill out, which was kind of a pain in the backside, really. I wish they hadn't have installed that. You had to kind of use a screwdriver and bend those back, but other than that, so far so good. I'll need to put my hardware right here and along the edge here, and these holes right here, mine are square. Let me see if I got a bolt to hold that. Show you what the distance is. So when I put these in there, they cover it, but I don't know, we'll see once I get it on there. They cover the holes, so those are a little bit bigger. My stock one's square. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna take it to my paint guy, have it painted, and I have a lip also coming, so he might have to do a little bit of body work on that. This bad boy up. I mean, excellent quality. I mean, I'm super amazed. And my stock grills, they fit in there just fine. I'm not going to clip them in there. But yeah, I'm impressed. Fitment on the fender to the bumper attachment's good. Everything looks good. Good packaging. I'm impressed. The lip just got here in the mail. I'll also put the link in the description for this. I got a little excited and started opening it up, but I'm gonna pull it the rest of the way out of this packaging and we'll have a look. All right, it's a Duraflex front lip. Quality, I'll give it like a 3 out of 10. Honestly, it's I know my bench is a little uneven, but I just put it on the concrete. It's definitely not flush by any means. All around, pretty horrible quality. The ends don't even match. That end's not even the same as this end. So my paint guy obviously knows it's fiberglass and he'll be able to deal with it. And he'll make it look amazing, but you get what you paid for. I think I paid like $100 for the lip, and another $100 for shipping. So hopefully he can make it into something. I would never buy one of their body kits. Not even close. I mean, you get what you pay for, like I said. Yeah, quality like low 3s, low 3 quality, in my opinion. I mean, this portion's all rolled over, so yeah. Hopefully it works. All right, guys. I know this has been quite the process here, and I apologize. I had to send the bumper to paint. I got the lip. I don't like the quality of the lip, so I don't think I'm gonna run it. I'm probably gonna throw it in the garbage, but another piece of the puzzle showed up, so the lights. Let's have a look at those. I can't get this open one-handed. Pretty decent packaging, honestly. I don't think any of the boxes are checked, but let's have a look. First impressions are good. I put the link in the description as well. So they look like they've got like decoders, which are going to be the resistors to not pull a code when you package in there. Good. Yeah, and they've got the fan style, so you're supposed to kind of spread these out to disperse the heat. We'll see what they look like. We'll go test fit them in the bulbs, and then just plug and play 9006 bulbs. So yeah, they look pretty good so far. Pretty sturdy. I like them, to tell you the truth, and they weren't that expensive. So if they're a white light, which I think they're 5 or 6K, yeah, anyways, if they look right, then we'll use them. The fitment of these, it goes in there accurately. I pulled the bulbs that came with out, which they fit really nicely. These ones kind of slide back and forth in here, so I was thinking about it. I was going to pull this grommet off and put it inside there to try to help it. I don't know. It's not getting enough pressure. Like, I think these are bigger. These click right in there and stay, and they don't move. These kind of roll around. So I got to thinking, I have this set. It was originally on the car that was not the 9006 bulbs. So I just pulled the grommet off, put it right here on the end of the bulb. Let's see if I can do this one-handed here. If I pull these out, I put it over that seal right there, and now it's just perfect. Perfect, it ain't going anywhere. So I'm gonna do that on this one. And obviously you're probably not gonna have an extra set of LEDs with this grommet, with this rubber portion lying around, but I happen to have it, so that's gonna be the fix for mine. So extra water protection. It's not going anywhere. It's not gonna rattle out, because you pretty much, it's a nightmare to change these once the bumper's installed. So yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go with it. I just put it right inside there. It fits like it was supposed to be designed that way. So another big reason why I don't get rid of any of the parts that I take off of any of my cars or anything along those lines, because you can reuse pieces of them or all of them on another project. So kind of food for thought. And then this guy's gonna go in there and he'll be locked in there. I mean, that thing ain't moving anywhere, so it's absolutely perfect. Got the bumper back from paint, which it looks pretty dang good. So a few little dirt nips that I got to take care of, which he said he would have, or install it so he has a hard surface to sand and polish against. He told me bring it back if I'd like, but I mean, all this stuff is so little and minute. It's just my own psychotic freaking perfection, whatever you call it. So looks amazing. It's got three coats of clear coat on it, so I mean, it's shining. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm gonna fix the few spots that I can while it's off, and then install it and go from there. I deleted my headlight washers as well. If you get up underneath your car, you'll see two fittings just like this. I cut mine off and plug the holes. You just literally press on either side of this and then just pull that off. Something to keep in mind is all the washer fluid will literally just drain out, drain until it's gone unless you plug the holes. What I did on mine is I just took some electrical wire nuts, shoved them in there, and then zip tied it. And that'll be up under the bumper. I just they'll still retain your clips because they're still spring actuated, so not really concerned about anything else. I'm not gonna really bore everybody with the installation of all these parts from my old bumper to the new bumper, but so far the fitment's perfect. I'm pretty stoked on that. I'm just pulling the little brackets and stuff off my old bumper and then fitting all the other stuff on there now. Got a little spot down there on the lip. I don't know if you can see that color difference. That's needs a little wet sanding, but not a big deal at all. And then a few spots on top here and there, but I'm gonna fit all these panels on here real quick off camera and show you what the final product looks like. Whatever the heck these are called off my old bumper. This one only has 2 spots where my old one has 3. It connects down there at the bottom. Not too concerned about that. The fitment of all this is pretty good. I'm thinking I need to put extra ones right here and here to hold the light on. I'm gonna pull those off my old bumper. So you won't have a complete functional bumper unless you buy all these parts extra and leave all yours alone. A few of the bolts I'm using, and the little brackets here. So food for thought, if you want to retain a completely usable stock bumper, you're gonna have to buy some parts. Not all the parts come with it. It did come with the 2 screws that hold the grill on, and then the center just snaps in there. My top little rubber seals worked on there. My grills fit absolutely perfectly. Everything seems to be fitting perfectly. So I fixed the one little run down there at the bottom. It was like 5 minutes worth of work. I just 2,500 and a decent compound and then polish. Just kind of trying to get some of the parts that are going to be hard to get once all the grills and everything are in. But I'm extremely satisfied. I didn't pay much. I think I paid him $250 to paint this thing, which most body shops want $1,000. So for 250 bucks, and I have to wet sand, compound, and polish a few spots. Shit, I'm good. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'll catch up here where I'm at and let you know how everything's going here shortly. I think I'm gonna take the lazy way out, or the smart way, I would say. I don't know if I'm gonna fight that. You know what I'm saying? I could cut it and then there'd be a gap right here. I mean, air is going to go through that hole regardless. I'm sure this increases the cooling rate. I mean, I'm sure it does something, but not worth the headache to me to try to get this to fit and mess with the light, because the light's pretty much dead center in the middle of that grill. So I'm sure you can make it fit. I'm not even going to bother with it at this point. So, yeah, lights went in great. I had to use 2 of the bolts on either side and 2 of those little clips on either side. Fitment is perfect. Lights look good. You just got to fan these out. I think I said fan in a previous part of the video, but I meant fan these out for cooling. So, yeah, so far so good. There's an extra layer of protection for the headlights and fender. I had taped up both sides. I noticed that when you're fitting these, they like to curl up, and that's why I originally had, a few deep scratches right there on either side. So I'm gonna pull this thing over. The headlights came out good. I got those ceramic coated. Yeah, everything looks good. So I'm gonna test fit this thing, and hopefully it goes on the car as good as all the parts went on the bumper. Rough fitment is really good. So it did take myself and 2 other people to get the bottom shroud portion out of the way to slide that thing in there, but look wise, it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm pretty stoked. The 6K LED lights that I got look fire. I mean, they look damn. So I'm pretty stoked on that. I'm gonna button up the fitment here and then I'll update you. Shout out to ECS Tuning on the fitment of this. I'm blown away with the fitment on this thing, honestly. Every bolt has been extremely easy to get in there and attach. I'm gonna have some light wet sanding to do to get this where I want it to be. Still yet to come. Probably won't film it. I'll just get it to my liking, but every bolt, every nut, every screw so far has just gone in perfectly, so I'm blown away. I did chip the top portion of that little tow hook cover, so I was gonna run my plate on that side. I was gonna double-sided tape it over there, but now that I chipped that, I probably should have waited a day or two. It dried for 2 days, but you can never be overly cautious, so I'm gonna run my plate there now because I chipped that. So anyways, amazing so far. Looks amazing, blown away, super high quality. Of course I spoke too soon and it cost me a chip in the bumper. This is the one that ECS Tuning provided. Here's my stock one. And I know what you're thinking, oh, the holes are different, it's different style bumper. No, it's not the case. These holes are the exact same. The ones they sent do not fit, which when I let it back, it did that, which kind of pisses me off. All right, what I just figured out is you have to put these on upside down compared to the factory ones for them to fit right. There's the hole for the washer. Excuse me, I'm not even filming it. There's the hole for the washer, but it doesn't fit that way. So I think what happened is someone assembled these upside down. So then it goes in perfectly like that if you put it on upside down compared to the way you pull it off for factory. But I was just bragging about the fitment, and what it did is it chipped that because I let it go and it slapped the bumper, and it's not fitting absolutely perfect. So that kind of pisses me off, really, to say the least. I'm gonna touch up paint that or something so you'll never even notice it, but still it's just more work for me. I mean, it was off so far, it hit right there and then chipped the paint, and then I had to like bend the springs down because one side of the spring is longer than the other, so if you have it upside down it's going to try pulling one way or another. But anyways, I was literally just talking how good the fitment was, and I mean, mistakes can be made. I'm not going to sit here and beat anybody up over it. So we're going to divide and conquer. We'll fix that later somehow and move on, not worry about it. So food for thought. You might have to put yours on upside down as well. Guys, you got to go into this stuff with reasonable expectations on fitment. I would give this a 9.9, honestly. You have to factor in it's a brand new part. It's going on a used car. Things have changed over the years. Excellent. I mean, excellent quality product in my opinion. I did do one thing, and it was, you know, human error. Yeah, those things were put on upside down in my opinion, and it slipped out of my hand. It's under pressure. I get it, but let me show you what I did. The driver's side, I put it on upside down because the passenger side worked like that and it broke. So all I did was pull these off and flip them over. They're literally held on. You can see the little grooves right there. This is my old one. It's bent, it's stretched out. I just flipped those over and then boom, problem solved. Use the whole front end of the car. I'm definitely gonna leave the my mistake in there, assuming the fitment was off. that's completely on me. Like I said, you should be able to troubleshoot this stuff and get it to work one way or another. I lost all common sense there because I was so excited to get it all put back together. And my buddy's gonna bring me his BMW. We got the same color car, touch-up paint. I'll fix that. I'll flop that one around, and the fitment's just gonna be excellent. All in all, man, I'm stoked. It was about $750 for the bumper shipped. Another 20 or so for the 9006 plugs that I didn't need that came in the kit that I didn't know. I think it was 40 bucks for the. It was about 1,200 bucks. It might be shy of that, but I'm gonna put everything I used in the link. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna use that lip. My paint guy checked it out. He said he could make it work, but I don't want it to work. I'm gonna wait. I talked to James at ECS Tuning. They're gonna have one made specific for this bumper. So I'm gonna roll it like this until I can get that specific lip that's made for this bumper, that the fitment's gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna put that on. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'm not sponsored by ECS Tuning, and I'm always gonna give you a good review on a product and an install regardless if I am or not. Maybe someday. It won't be with this car because I've already pretty much put everything on here that you could possibly put on here for the most part. Maybe I'll get another car in the future and do a build. Maybe I can get some sponsors. But all in all, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment. Please subscribe. I like to answer everyone's questions to the best of my ability in a timely manner. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.